Silver Defender asks a question during this live stream. Was it hard to have a personal or family life while MythBusters was in production? Sorry. Was it hard to have a personal or family life while MythBusters was in production? And was there ever moments where the filming for the show felt like a hindrance and it was getting in the way? Well, okay. Let's just be realistic that it's hard to have a job and have a family, right? Like there's always going to be compromises in working and living. And I had to deal with many of those. The very beginning of MythBusters, I was a single dad. I had 90% custody of my kids for the first year and a half. And then split 50-50 forever after. So here's the thing that I would like to say. I had a very, very lovely balance between work and my personal family life while on MythBusters. And that balance was informed by the fact that I was one of the 5 hosts of the show, and I had a lot of power to do that. And that was a privilege that I had. And I used that privilege in order to maintain a life that I wanted, 100%. We also, let's be clear, we filmed MythBusters like 40 plus weeks a year. There was no off season for us. You know, most network shows will shoot for 6 or 7 months. Then they take the summer off, and that's when all the SNL kids go and do their movies, etc. And then they come back and film their TV series again. MythBusters was just always going full time for 13 years. And that meant that we couldn't, in the very first season of MythBusters, we worked 6-day weeks, 10 plus hours a day, and it almost killed us. That is if you work that kind of schedule, I am really sorry, because that is a nearly impossible schedule to remain sane while doing. We did 23 weeks of that, and then the final 14, 19 weeks of the first season were all done in 5-day weeks. And oh my God, it was like seeing the sun for the first time, having 2 days off in a row. Because we shot so often, because our shooting schedule was so unendingly, it was a freight train, we also, Jamie and I and Tori, Grant and Carrie, kept bankers hours. So our schedule was like 8:30 to 5:30. I think that was the one. Yeah, it was 8:30 to 5:30 for most of the production, which means that I was also like making a TV show, and I still didn't really ever miss dinner with my kids. And that was huge. That was, and again, it's a tremendous privilege that I had because of the position I had within the production to be able to, because I had 50% custody, it was week on, week off, week on, week off. And we had my kid custody schedule on the MythBusters calendar. It was incredible. So that I mostly didn't have to travel during weeks in which I had the boys. And it was still really difficult to manage. Even then, there was stuff about it that was because, families is nothing but a ton of triage and contingency planning. And it was still really difficult. Childcare is a massive and important thing, and we don't have enough of it in this country. It costs a fortune. Nobody on any kind of lower level of the wage scale can afford to have childcare and work unless it's a total wash. You pay exactly what you're making. We should do better as a culture, I think, in the childcare department, because I had a wonderful time raising my kids while making a TV show, and I think everybody should have that opportunity. There you go. That's a great question, Silver Defender. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to support us even further, you can by becoming a tested member. Details are, of course, below, but it includes all sorts of perks, and we're building them all the time. You get advanced word and behind-the-scenes photos of some of our projects. Questions, you get to ask direct questions during my live streams, and we have some members-only videos, including the Adam real-time series of unbroken, unedited shots of me working here in the shop. They are weirdly meditative. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one.